solitary confinement, and you reprimand them for not having done something correctly in front of other people. Public shaming. This is Module 2.2. Our goal here is to understand in an age of an AI revolution, we are the early adapters. We're trying to move at the speed that AI is moving at, but guess what? We can't because it's coming fast. So how are you going to stand out in the age of AI? And that's what we're focusing on in this series, emotional intelligence. If you watched part 1, module 2.1, that is, we focus in on the D style, D for dominant. This is 2.2. Today we will be focusing in on the influence style or I style on the DISC profile. Now, I remind you, there's nothing wrong with any of the styles. In fact, we all have elements of each of the 4 styles. What we want to focus on is understanding the way one another communicates with each other, because there's a lot of chatter out there, AI taking jobs, wanting human interaction. The days of having an attitude with the higher ups, with your boss perhaps, those days are gone. You're going to distinguish yourself, in my opinion, by your ability to communicate. And as the competition gets tougher and tougher each year, each month, each day, you can use these tools, and if you apply them genuinely, it will set you apart from the competition, I believe. So today I'm going to be zeroing in on the I style, the influence style, and in order to do that, I'm first going to start by identifying what triggers the I style, what things irritate them, what things set them off. If you come into their office and you dump a pile of papers and say, get it done, why? Why would they not like that? Well, you didn't even say hello. The I style appreciates you taking just a few seconds to ask things like, hey, how was your weekend? What did you do? How are your kids? How's your family? How was your vacation? How are you doing? Really? No, tell me for real. How are you doing? I know that situation in the meeting upset you. And then that's when you can approach tasks. You have to be able to master the skill of getting them to even listen to you rather than being offended. So today I'm pretty much going to be zeroing in on people of other styles, the D's, the S's, and the C's, and things that you can do to better connect with someone that is the I style. What other things may trigger an I style? Public shaming. And that is, if you're in a group of people and you reprimand them for not having done something correctly in front of other people, they will tune out. You will not be able to get anything out of them. If you want them to perform, good luck, because probably that will lead to them having a mental breakdown. What can you do about that? Take them in private. If there's something that you need to coach them on doing better, or if something did not meet your expectations, how you deal with that is by saying, hey, can we have a conversation? Or maybe saving it for your next one-on-one meeting. But doing it publicly is not going to get any leader to success. And then on delivery, once you have them in that one-on-one setting, you have to be careful on how you deliver it. You may want to use a sandwich type technique where you acknowledge what they did well, coach for improvement, and then acknowledge what they did well. By using this type of approach, you first bring the guard down, get the ears to open by acknowledging them. Because to the I style, that acknowledgement is so essential for them. And you have to admit, it's not for everyone, but you want to be successful. You want to get great results out of them. You want a high-performing team. These are things that are going to help you stand out as a leader. So what else is it that would trigger the I style? I'll tell you the third thing, and that is rejecting their ideas. Dismissing their ideas right up front will set them off. It will lead to poor productivity. You won't get the most out of that I style. So what are you going to do about it? How do you address that? Never dismiss their ideas. Listen to them. In fact, you might want to do something like appreciate that they had the idea and say something simple like, tell me more about that. Why do you think that would be best? In some cases, you might actually find out that combining your ideas together leads to an even better result. But never shut down their ideas. Encourage them. In an AI revolution, what you want is to get the best ideas. You want to get multiple perspectives in order to come to something together that is even better than where you first started. So listen to them. Listen genuinely and never dismiss their ideas. Let's move on to the next thing that may trigger the I style, and that is solitary confinement. I styles never want to be locked up in an office doing paperwork. They want to be engaging with others. They want to participate in community activities. They want to bring the team together with high levels of enthusiasm. That's what motivates them. That's why they come to work. How do you ensure you keep them engaged with others? And if you're someone of the D style that is just direct, blunt, and to the point, you have to be very careful with this one, because it may be a real stretch for you to be enthusiastic or as enthusiastic as they are. So this program with agile EQ, EQ meaning emotional quotient, similar to intelligence quotient, IQ, involves your ability to stretch into uncomfortable territory, conditioning yourself. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to be mindful that it's genuinely delivered to the person whom it's important for. The fifth and final one that I have for you today, negativity and cynicism will trigger the I style. So how do you handle that? Be mindful first of detecting when you're being negative. Anytime you detect it, that's the first most difficult thing for most people, from what I've observed and in my opinion, is being able to detect yourself when you are saying something negative. And before saying it, changing your response. How can you frame this in a positive way? Remember, recognition and praise of the I style or influence style is so important. And you can even see that on social media. How great do people feel when you leave them a comment? Prove it to me. Make me feel great. Now, I'm not of an I style, but it took conditioning for me to be able to master the ability to detect it when I'm communicating with an I style, be mindful of what's important to them. So remember, there is nothing wrong with any of these styles. You can win over people to get you the results that you're seeking, whether it's improving your talent retention metrics, motivating your team members to get the results that you seek. Maybe it's even to get people to advance in their careers and give them new opportunities. All of these things impact businesses financially. So we tend to often dismiss the importance of emotional intelligence. And as we move forward in the AI revolution, it's more important than ever that we be mindful of this. Now, I have a program called Agile EQ. I am an authorized disheartener. If you're interested in learning more about this, make sure you check out the description section below. I'll include my contact information there. Don't forget, one of the most important things, subscribe, it's free. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. My name is Mike Pulido. The warm-up is real, everyone. So one of the things that I think most people don't realize is the amount of work that goes into putting this together for you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And you know what? There is something free for you here, and that is just taking one moment to click the subscribe button, because I'm about to drop some hot content for you. We all have elements of each of the 4 styles.